Plus has discovered an interesting new law that can affect our club in a positive financial way. Floyd found out that if we can insert just a 10-minute educational seminar in a program this year, should this be a year in which we have a financial loss, we will qualify for a government bailout. So, without further ado, I give you Professor Sniggy Sniglet.
That you're gonna go heaven.
Take the time to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Professor Sniglet, and I have a BS degree in wordology. And to go along with the BS, I have a PhD, which means my BS is piled higher than B. I'm sure there's not a one of you there with tonight. Okay? Now you may be asking yourself, just what is a sniglet? So on the count of 3, I want you to say, Professor Sniglet, what is a sniglet? Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Professor Sniglet, what is a sniglet?
Oh, thank you so much for asking. A sniglet is any word that is not in the English dictionary that should be. These are everyday things that happen to everyday people, and we don't have a word for them. But after tonight, you will. For example, have you ever been in a mall, a concert, a parade, and you see someone across the way you know, and just as you throw your hand up, you realize you don't have a clue as to who they are. There's a name for that, and it's called a Toulouse. Okay. If you've ever been in a public toilet and reach around to flush to hide any disgusting noises you may be making, there is a word for that. It is called a camouflage. Now, if you have the affliction of dialing someone's number and just as they pick up, you forget whom you're calling, this is called phonesia. Now, you've taken your family to McDonald's and you dumped your stuff in a trash can except for that placemat which you always have to knock off because it will never fall off. There's a name for that placemat, and it's called a McMagnet. Now, have you ever been shopping in a grocery store? You pick up an item and get about 4 rows over and decide you don't want that item. So you put it on another shelf. I know you've done it, and in that moment, you were a Harris cheater. Now, if you've used anything other than a toothpick to floss and clean your teeth, such as a credit card or a business card, you have committed prostitution. Page 2. Now that cotton wad that is in the top of every aspirin bottle that you can never get out, even that has a name. It's called exasperated. Now, if you've been to the theater, that combination of popcorn, soda, bubble gum, and melted chocolate that you find on the floor, well, even that too has a name. It's called cinnamon. Okay, the mistaken notion that the more times you press an elevator button, the faster it will go. The pressing of that button is called acceleration. We're getting down to the end, so don't go getting overeducated. Those strange people whose photos always show up in a photo section of a brand new wallet that you buy, those folks are known as the Alamance. When you're mowing the grass, gentlemen, and it's wet, and those big clumps of grass come flying out the side of your lawnmower, those too have a name. We call them mow muffins. Now, how many in here have ever pushed on a door that said pull? Or pulled on a door that said push? Or vice versa? You know what I mean. At that moment, you would be considered to be a door How many in here like microwave popcorn? Raise your hand. Okay. How about those kernels lying in the very bottom of the bag that never seem to pop? Even they too have a name. They're known as flopcorn. You've been dieting for a week, you step on the scales in astonishment that you've only lost 1/4 of a pound. When you stepped on those scales and saw that, you were flabbergasted. The one green mutant potato chip that you find in a bag, that has a name. It's called a Frito-Lay. The artificial grass that you find in Easter baskets that the Easter Bunny brings has a name. It's also called, it's known as Easter turf. Easter turf. All right, we're getting down to the end. 2 more. Christmas time, you're driving around the mall looking for a place to park, and you think you see an empty spot 4 rows over. You hurry around there, and you pull in, you find a motorcycle parked. At that time, you're experiencing Kawasaki. Okay, and last of all, and certainly not least, and trust me, this is one you will remember. How many of you have been shopping in the grocery store for just a few items? You get in the express checkout lane and the person in front of you has more than 12 items. Those people are called express holders.